Hello, welcome back. It's right around the corner. 8 brand new episodes of Doctor Who to thoroughly digest and probably get irrationally irritated by, because that's what we do, because we are cool people.
And we're in luck because it's a week today on day of recording for us to get new Doctor Who, which I can't wait for.
Less than a week and we would have seen the first episode by now.
Yeah.
Because by this point next week we'll probably be fucking steaming in Cardiff.
Yeah.
But that's why we've got iPlayer. God bless the iPlayer. Still shame that we've lost the midnight release. I quite like that. I know it wasn't for everyone, but I enjoyed it. But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I still sleep either way, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't one of these weirdos like, oh, sign a petition. The government must deal with this. The government can't. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. What are we doing today, Tom?
We are doing our predictions as we've had the episode title revealed.
We have indeed.
Yeah.
So there's 8 episodes like we did last year. We're going to do a prediction for each episode and then 2 bonus predictions for if you want to make another prediction about an episode or just a general prediction for the overall series. And then we'll come back when we do our end of series wrap up before we take our summer break, and we'll see who won. I think I won last year, so maybe you can make it 1-1 this year.
Maybe.
We'll just have to wait and see.
So the first episode is the Robot Revolution.
Yes.
I would say this has something to do with robots.
I don't know if we can give him that one, you know.
No. At first, I'd say Cyberman story, but I doubt it very much. To be honest, it'll probably be like those Titan things we see. I'm a massive Warhammer fan, so like seeing those massive robots just reminds me of like the Imperial Knights and stuff, which is a faction in it. That's the sort of thing I'm expecting. It's like worker robots finally retaliating against the machine for treating them bad.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
I should call it that. That'd have been a much better title.
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machines. I'm copywriting that. Russell T Davies, get your hands off. That's my idea.
I think the band have taken it already. But we move.
I can call an episode Arachnids in the UK. I can call an episode Rage Against the Machines.
Yeah, put the S on the end, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a massive, like, all life is life speech thing.
Even robot life.
Yeah.
Fair enough. My first prediction isn't as detailed because I've tried to stay away a lot of the online discussion, because every time I seem to open Twitter or something, everyone's just like, oh, Doctor Who's been cancelled, we're going to get cancelled, the Doctor Who's been cancelled, it's all over, and I can't be bothered with the negativity. So, but I have watched it, I have seen all the official stuff that's come out, like trailers and things. I know there's some leaks floating about at the minute, and I'm going to reiterate this again like I do every time. You find any way of getting those leaks to me, I will hunt you down, and I will strap you to a chair, and I will play Doctor in Distress for 16 years and dance around in a bikini whilst pouring beans all over your carpet.
I'll be there filming.
Yeah, content is content. My first prediction for the Robot Revolution is very simple. I've seen a lot of people speculating that this is going to be the return of the Daleks, and I think it's not. I don't think there will be any Daleks in this episode. It's because there's a certain trailer from the certain shot from the trailer where like laser beams and it's doing a very sort of skeletal like glow, very similar to the Daleks, and everyone's like, oh my god, is this going to be the Daleks? No.
Okay.
My prediction is there will not be any Daleks in this.
Okay. Then episode 2, we've got Lux.
Yes.
Do you want to take the lead on this one?
My prediction for this one is because the promotional material is sort of making quite light and fluffy, and it's all like, wow, look at this little cartoon geezer coming to life. I think it's actually going to take a really dark turn at some point, as the Doctor has to banish, what's he called, Mr. Dingaling or Mr. Ring-a-Ding, whatever it was called.
Dingaling!
Something like that. The cartoon character, I think the Doctor's going to have to banish him to living as a cartoon character. It's actually going to be quite sad and quite dark. I think tonally, this one's going to be a bit of a whiplashy one. I think it's going to be all fluffy and fun for the first 20 minutes, and I think the second 20 minutes are going to be a bit darker.
Nice. I'll be honest, I haven't thought of a prediction before for this one. My head's just going back to Silence in the Library with Charlotte Abigail Lux, and somehow the cartoons are involved with her. But I doubt that very much. I do like the darker tone yours you seem to think is going to take. It would be nice to do that because we didn't really get a lot of dark tone Doctor Who last season. It was all light and happy and I can do everything.
For the third episode then, The Well, this is a co-write between Russell T Davies and Sharma Angel Wolfall. This one, I'm going all out here. I'm saying that there will be some form, and I couldn't decide what to put for my actual choice, but I think this will be a surprise sort of returning monster kind of thing. I will reckon it'll be some kind of, because it's giving the vibes of like Alien or something, where like this crew have been sent down they've gone down this well onto this spooky planet. You know, they've all done that skydiving thing that we see in the trailer, and it all looks really cool. It looks proper dark and it looks very high budget, and I'm all very excited for this one. This is one of my ones that I'm really hyped for. And I don't know what returning monster to pick, so I'm going to pick the Daleks. But I'm only using that as a filler. I don't think it is Daleks. I think there will just be something. I reckon they've gone and being like, oh yeah, this is just going to be like Doctor Who by numbers. It's like, oh, we're going to go down the spooky well, and then bam, it's like the Absorbaloff, or like
the Ood. Would you like tea with your dinner?
Yeah, that'd be a bit of an anticlimax, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, I reckon there'd be some kind of returning element to this. It just feels there's something about it that's just feeling. Maybe. You never know. There's just something about it I can't put my finger on, and it's giving me like, because there's even the bit in the trailer where the Doctor says like, oh, I've been here before, I've seen something like this before, and I've never been so scared. And I'm thinking, when's the Doctor been scared? You know,
Satan
something like
Pit.
The Satan Pit, or something like Midnight, or something like, you know, Waters of Mars, just something where it's like,
oh, it could be like a Midnight Entity type thing.
Yeah, something along those lines where it's like, maybe not like the thing from Midnight, but like a similar kind of vibe where something's like it's an intangible threat that reminds the Doctor of something. I don't know. It's just a theory.
I see this and it does scream Satan Pit to me, and I'm not saying it's going to be the Beast, but I reckon it's going to be some...
The chase.
Yeah. I reckon it's going to be some form of beast-like monster where it takes control of your mind and corrupts you. I reckon it'll
like a possession.
Possession kind of vibe, and the Doctor's dealing with another legitimate god or beast or devil, just set on wreaking havoc in the galaxy. But that's what I get from the trailer. I'm probably way off, to be honest, but I'd be happy for that. It has been a while since we've done a possession story in Doctor Who properly.
Yeah, spooky stuff.
Yeah, I kind of want some spooky this year.
Same.
Then episode 4, we have Lucky Day.
This is the one that we know is centered around Ruby after leaving the Doctor at the end of the first series. We know that she's unit have some kind of capacity. I've gone for a prediction that's quite similar, that would be quite interesting if it does happen, because it's sort of taken up the same slot in the series, where I think this is going to be a bit of a Doctor Light episode. Not necessarily as much as 73 Yards, but I think the focus is definitely going to be more on Ruby, and the Doctor might be sort of popping in with Belinda in and out. I think that maybe the Doctor and Belinda have like a separate adventure that sort of ties together. I think that's where we're going in terms of Ruby is on present day. Because isn't the whole thing, they said that the reason that the Doctor and Belinda are struggling to get back to present day, so I reckon that they're dealing with something in the past that's having ramifications for Ruby and Unit in the present day, and I think it's going to be fairly Doctor-like, but not like 73 Yards level Doctor-like, where he's in like the first 5 seconds and the end 5 seconds or something like that. You know?
Yeah. I reckon this is where you start seeing the seeds of the reality issues, which are inevitably going to happen. I think this is where you've had your first 3 episodes where they just drop it in, like mindless comment or something, or just something in the background, and then this is where they slowly start to build on it up to the finale. But I kind of get turn left with this, because you got that guy in the bar with that creature behind him.
Oh yeah, Conrad or something, whatever his name's going to be, played by Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid. Yeah.
So I think it might be something along those lines. Maybe not a time beetle, but like maybe something that just lives off your life force and jumps onto the next person as soon as you've popped it.
That could be fun. Yeah. So episode 5 then, the story in the engine. This one, apart from being the one I'm most excited for, I think this one is going to be... I've already made this prediction in the trailer video, but I'm sticking with it. I think that the big spider thing is Anansi, which is the African god of stories, I think. And I think it's going to be another Pantheon episode, but with a bit of a twist in the sense that it's not sort of like, it's an actual god from a belief. The gods that we've had have been like, oh, this is the toy maker and like all made up stuff, but this is an actual, I mean, all gods are made up. I think it would be interesting if we go down the Pantheon route of like, what if we take a god that already exists in terms of like the hero, like in our reality, there are people that would believe the stories of this, and you know, it's a certain type of mythology that exists within our world already, and sort of play on that a bit. I don't know too much about it, but I know that In Your Realms is a fantastic writer, and I'm really excited. This is the one I'm most looking forward to, I think. It's this and episode 3 for me. They're the two that I'm like, yeah, I think these are going to be very special. These are going to be very, very cool. So I'm hoping that's what I'm going for, that the spider thingy in the trailer is Anansi.
Yeah, if you can if you can tell us in the comments about Anansi being the god of stories, if you know, or we could always look it up after, I don't know. I do think it is going to be, I reckon it's going to be a mythological background with the story.
Yeah.
More so than a religious, personally. Because every culture's got their, like, boogeyman type thing, the one you hide under your sheets to get away from. Not that would stop you, because they just beat the living hell out of you in your bed. Kind of defenseless there anyway. Oh no, a duvet's gonna save me. But I reckon they're trying to tell this story, like they maybe have kids with them and stuff, and they're scared because they've broken down somewhere dangerous, and they're telling them this story just to try and keep them happy while all the dark stuff goes on around them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm again probably way off, but yeah, we're gonna go with that. And then we have the Interstellar Song Contest, which is filling the number 6 spot. My prediction for this is Rylan Clark dies. That's it. He dies.
Not Rylan.
Not Rylan, but his character.
He's
dies.
playing Rylan.
Oh yeah, but no shit. But yeah, he dies in universe.
Oh.
In this episode. He's annoying anyway, so I'll be happy. I reckon he dies. That's my thing. I don't know how or when, but I reckon he's going to be one of those extras that just pops it. It's there to die.
Rylan, if you're watching,
I don't mean this personally.
You just called him annoying.
He is, but I don't mean the.
You just called him annoying, and I won't be sad that if he's dead. That sounds quite personal.
In episode.
He's playing himself. Rylan, I'm sorry. He's just jealous that you're a doctor.
Turn your teeth down. I am a little bit.
So very, very personal. Well, my prediction is I think Rylan lives. No, I'm joking. Well, I mean, I'm not. But my prediction for this is that I think that this is the episode where we get reveals about Mrs. Flood. Now, hear me out. I think we're going to go for sort of like fluffy, like, oh, look, the Interstellar Song Contest, how fun. And we know Mrs. Flood's there because she's like, oh, I love a good show. I think it's going to be here where we get some reveals, and that then sets up the finale. Because I think the one thing that, as much as I enjoyed Legend of Ruby Sunday last year, you do spend a lot of it building up to Sutek, and then you've only got one episode with Sutek as the villain. Now, I've got one of my bonus predictions is my prediction about Mrs. Flood, but I think it'll be this episode where we get a reveal, and it also becomes a kind of like 3-part, kind of at the end of series 3, you have like a separate episode, and then the reveals from that set up the finale. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that does.
That's my reveal.
Wishworld then. I would say Mrs. Flood is a potential big bad for the series, maybe, which leaks into my bonus prediction at the end. This is where she kind of gets control of everything, slowly but surely, just in a way that's just so nice and caring, not like the way the Master done it. Like, she's going to find a way of just taking over the world subtly under the Doctor's nose, and have him chasing red herrings, just to keep him occupied, so she can crack on with her evil schemes.
Fair enough. I've just gone for that. It's going to be a bit of a trippy alternate reality kind of thing, like Wishworld. It implies that maybe that they're visiting different realities, trying to sort of work out which is the right one, and we're going to get some fun, abstract, dreamy Doctor Who shit, which everyone knows I love. So maybe it's copium, maybe it's wishful thinking. Well, wishful thinking. Or maybe I've got it bang on. Unlikely, but, it's nice to dream.
Number 8, the reality war. Daleks.
Yeah.
Reality bomb.
You're going Daleks, okay.
No.
That's his prediction locked in.
No, it's not. To be honest, I'm more interested to see how they're going to do it. Having this rage across multiple realities, because I feel it's going to be a bit multiversy, this episode.
Yeah, that is the one thing that does sort of, because it's like...
you can't have a reality war. Yeah, but you can't have a reality war in one bloody reality.
Yeah, it's just a war, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We have plenty of them. We don't need another. It'd be interesting to see how they do it in this, because they've obviously got the Disney money. We know Disney love doing multiverse shit at the moment.
This is very true. Bit of a cash in.
Yeah, so it is definitely Doctor Who selling out and joining the circus on that one.
Oh God, I hope not.
I feel that's just the way I feel on this one.
Fair enough. Well, is that your prediction for?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, because mine's even more negative. Episode 8, surprise regeneration of Ncuti Gatwa.
Ooh.
I think it's going to happen. I'm not necessarily saying that I think the show's going anywhere, or that, I mean, there's going to be an inevitable hiatus because they've got to make a decision, by the end of May as to when Series 3 is happening. If they make a decision at the end of May, we're not going to get Series 3 in spring next year. It's just not going to happen. There's just not enough time in the year. There was back in the day, but apparently not anymore. And every TV show's like that. But I just think that I think Ncuti will have gone, well, I've done 2 series, I've done 3 specials if you include the giggle. I've done my thing. He's in demand. He's just come off the back of doing Importance of Being Earnest. He was already starting to break into Hollywood before doing Doctor Who. I just think it's... I don't want this to happen. I don't want him to only do 2 series.
He's done.
I just think that logistically, I think he's going to be sat at home going, I just can't wait for this to come in. Maybe he might. Maybe he'll just go, well, if there's going to be a bit of a break between filming now, he can go and do another project. But I just don't know if he necessarily wants to be tied to Doctor Who when it's the certainty of it is so uncertain.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to happen because I think he's great. But I can unfortunately just see it that we're going to get a surprise regeneration at the end of this, and it might not even, I think it'll be like it'd be an open-ended one, because obviously we don't know who's going to fill the gap if this has happened.
Are we getting a Christmas special this year though?
They haven't confirmed it. We've got this Sea Devil spin off in this autumn, but there's been no word on a Christmas special because Disney only ordered 22 episodes, so that's the 3 Tennant specials: Church and Ruby Road, Series 1, Joy of the World, Series 2, 5 episodes of War Between Land and Sea. That's 22.
Christ.
So we don't know. The future is very much up in the air, but that's my very negative prediction for the end of the series. Do you want to give your bonus predictions for the series overall? We've got another...
I kind of spoiled it earlier when talking about Wishworld, but I think Mrs. Flood is going to be the overarching bad of the season, corrupting multiple realities, just completely screwing about. And it'll be interesting to see if it's a returning villain. I know we've spoken a fair bit about who you'd bring back as your returning villain. The Mara comes to mind.
Yeah, I don't think she'd have anything to do with that.
No, or the Rani, maybe. But
the Rani's the go-to, isn't it? I think if she's the Rani, I'll eat my hat.
I'll record it. Content is content.
That would be. Imagine if that's the reveal. That we start the review of episode 8 being like with a hat. That'd be awful to watch, wouldn't it? But I'll persevere because I'm convinced that she's not the Rani. But one of my bonus predictions, though, is that Mrs. Flood is a Time Lord.
Mm.
I just think she's not. I think she's one that we haven't met before. I think she's a new Time Lord.
I mean, that would be nice to do. Be refreshing anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like you've got. I think you're right in terms of I think she's connected to the Pantheon. She's some kind of reality thing, sort of like the meddling monk, but turned up to like 111. I think she's become this sort of like omnipotent Time Lord character that has somehow got control of the Pantheon. But I think she's
War Chief.
She's the War Chief. Mrs. Flood is the War Chief. But no, I think she's going to be meddling around with that, and I think she's just going to be a new renegade Time Lord. because I think that'd be fun, because all the Time Lords that we see are sort of coming back, and we've got the Master, we've got the Doctor, and but we haven't had any other Time Lords. And obviously I think you would do the Rani 100%, but not in the way that Mrs. Flood has been up to this point. It doesn't fit the Rani. The Rani's a cold, calculating scientist, almost sort of like a bit stoic. But I think she's just a new Time Lord.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It may even be like the god of realities or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. Because there's been like theories about him being like the god of stories or the god of reality, or like there's that theory that Doctor Who's actually stuck inside it. Saying like Doctor Who is a TV show in universe or something, and they're stuck inside a TV show and have been since Jodie Whittaker regenerated. Which I hope doesn't happen, because it's when Red Dwarf did that, it all went to shit, and I really hope that Doctor Who doesn't do the same. But yeah, you've got another bonus prediction to round off the 10.
Mrs. Flood is the Master regenerated, because Sacha Dhawan's Master died in Power of the Doctor.
True.
We haven't seen the Master since. I know it's been good, to be honest.
He's in a tooth.
He is in a tooth, and well, we don't know what happened to that tooth, and timey-wimey stuff could mean that just because Mrs. Flood was there,
true,
alive during all that, it could be the Master just after they came out with said tooth.
So have you got 2 bonus predictions? You're using both as potential theories for Mrs. Flood?
Yes.
I like that. Hooray. Covering all grounds. What was my other theory? I don't actually remember. Yes. My bonus theory is that this series will see the definitive end of the Pantheon. I think there'll be something where, because I'm buying into this idea that Mrs. Flood is in control of the Pantheon and whatever, and that she's a Time Lord. I reckon when she's stopped, I think it shuts down this sort of fantastical element that's come in since Wild Blue Yonder, and it's sort of like, right, back to normal now, and then boom, Daleks.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if Ncuti Gatwa goes without dealing with the Daleks at some point. Yeah. And I really hope it doesn't go, because I reckon him in a Dalek episode would be brilliant. It'll be nice. Well, I'd happily see it, and plus I'd like to see a redesign for the Daleks too, since they've retired the bronze.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to, aren't they? Because they've said that their bronze Daleks aren't anymore. I would love it though if they did similar to the Divergent Universe stuff, where all the Pantheon stuff gets shut and the reality sort of goes back to normal. And it's like, right, on our adventures, and he's there with Ruby and Belinda and land on a spaceship, and bosh, Daleks.
Yeah.
Imagine that for a cliffhanger.
Paul McGann coming out with the Divergent Universe vibes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for. I'm thinking they rip off enough stuff from Extended Universe. Why not just lift a whole cliffhanger?
Yeah, true.
Do that as an end. Imagine that's how Series 2 ends, right? And it's like, oh, Belinda, Ruby, let's go on an adventure. Oh, no more of these gods. Oh, look, we've landed on a spaceship. Open the doors, exterminate. How cool would that be?
That would be brilliant.
And then it's we don't know what happens after that. But we'll just have to wait and see. Time will tell.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
But let us know your predictions as well for each episode in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And check out our memberships as well, please. It's definitely worth it. Stop doing that.
Cross my path with silver.
Yeah, check out our memberships. You get to commission a video like you saw last week. You get extended cuts to said videos with a lot of the rabble and stuff we can't really put into the normal video anyway. Adult humour. So, yeah, go check all that out, and I believe that's it from us.
Yeah, by the time we'll be back next, we'll be back with our... Well, we're not doing reviews as such, are we? We're sort of doing immediate kind of waffles.
Yeah.
So, because we basically want to just try and keep it a bit more unscripted in terms of the reviews and stuff, and just have it a bit more loose discussion where we're just going to waffle away, sort of no notes, just come away from each episode and record our immediate thoughts of what they are. And then we'll do a big end of season wrap up, and then summer break.
Yeah.
Summer break again. Just to recharge the batteries after Series 2. Probably be back for, by the time the war between the land and the sea comes back, I'm sure we'll be reviewing that. Yeah. But yeah, so see you on the other side of the robot revolution. Let's hope it's good.
Yes. Have a good evening, guys, all day, or wherever you're from. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.